Hello, hello, y'all. Where's Biscuit? In the chair with me. As in, he's right behind me. Now I'm playing with him with my offhand. Ah, don't bite. Normally, he's at the point where he's big enough to where he doesn't like sitting back there too long if I get in front of him. Or it's difficult to. Oh, and now he's on the arm. Hi, baby. Would you like to lay in the lap? There you go. He has moved to the lap. He is no longer behind me. But let's get started. We're back. It's time for some more, figuring out what the hell's going on here. While Garan is, kind of in her midlife crisis. Oh god, we're starting right here. On her. Cool. Great. Love that. I love that my headphones also got... There we go. Biscuit, don't play on my headphone wires. Okay. What was the... Okay, now it comes the part of... Okay, can I remember what voices I was doing for people? A prosecutor, enlighten this ignorant clown in lawyer's clothing. Your Eminence. Huh! Ow, Biscuit. Stop it. Please don't. Nayuda? You dull, slow-witted, putrid-minded lawyer. Perhaps you would be too stupid to notice you had been stabbed in the back. I'm trying to remember what the last thing we saw was. Let out a scream, and when he turned when he was stabbed from behind. That's right. Okay, last time we saw he was stabbed by. We were saying that he was stabbed behind and he ran. It does look like a spider. It really does. Hi, Bye Beast. Also, I didn't say it. Hi, Fluffy. Hi, Kay. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good week. It has been a week. Maybe I'm asking too much. But we're here, and we're just, you know what? We're gonna forget about the world for a second, and we're gonna make silly voices for 3 hours. What a normal person would have noticed due to the excruciating pain. Now, hold on! Allow me to teach you the meaning of pain. Ayuda has a point. Normally, most people would notice a dagger in their back. Wait, no! We know that he did it because he was taking anesthesia for his back. Ow, Biscuit, stop it. For the back pain he was already having, he had anesthesia, yeah, no, I'm correct. I'm using the right word. Painkiller, whatever, close enough. Had to make the pain disappear. That's some high-grade morphine right there. If you don't feel a dagger in your back, boy, you go, ooh. Give me some of that? Ow. Yeah, I doubt someone could ignore pain like this. Still, in this case, it's the word normally that we should emphasize. Paul, take another look at the court record. Right, there must be something that explains this. Maybe the thing I was just looking at 2 seconds ago. There's a reason Inga didn't feel any pain, and the defense will submit evidence proving just that. Very well. Please present your evidence. Why didn't Justice Minister Inga notice that he had been stabbed? Also, why is that a question that we're asking? I didn't realize that was in question. He could have moved from one place to the other, but if he was running... Like, it could have been, like, in panic. He'd be like, oh no, I've been stabbed, I must run. But also, that still doesn't super make sense, but okay. Anyways.
Take that!
Take that! Those are my father's painkiller shots. The defense will explain the significance of this evidence while Biscuit stops chewing on my headphones. Biscuit, stop it. Biscuit, let's go. Let's go, baby. Here you go. You want my thumb. The thumb is not as fragile as the headphone wire. Stay still. Shh. Ow. Biscuit. Okay, I kind of need these hands. Like, I'm sort of playing a video game. I mean, I really only need the one hand. But, like, still. Don't... I see you. I see you looking at that wire over there. Don't do it. Stay in the lap. Stay right here. Minister Inga suffered from terrible back pain, so he often injected himself with these. We're told that one shot in the back would make all his pain go away. With this, it's easy to explain what happened. Don't tell me you didn't know about these, Your Eminence. You can't mean. Minister Inga was stabbed in his back, close to where he usually injected the painkiller. Therefore, it's entirely possible that he hadn't noticed that he'd been stabbed. What?
What's this? Then, are you suggesting Justice Minister Ingo really ran off with a knife protruding from his back?
I am, Your Majesty. So then, when I saw my father, he had a knife sticking out of him? I mean, with that cape of his, I couldn't see his back very well. Yes, the knife was there. It was just plunged into it so deep you didn't notice it under the cape. Therefore, when you saw your father, he was already dead, quote-unquote. Or dying. He's murdered by Nana in his private quarters. Pokana! Ka. Pokanka. Pokanka.
Holy Mother of Karain! Are we dealing with the living dead here?
No, people can just die from blood loss. Like, Domo arigato. Biscuit killed the mic? Okay. Technically, he killed my headphones, but that kind of killed everything. Just because of the way I had things set up. Well, technically, he wasn't dead yet. I know it's hard to believe, but this is a plausible sequence of events. And once Minister Inga arrived at the tomb, he could have removed the knife and dropped dead from blood loss, because if you get stabbed, do not remove the weapon. Or whatever stabbed you, don't remove it until you get to a surgeon. Don't do it. Seriously, that's how you bleed out, is like while it's in there, for the most part, it's gonna be like, okay, it's holding in the blood and everything, like it hurts, but like it's holding in the blood while it's still in me. Don't take that knife out. Don't do it. Let the surgeon do it. Anyways, Nana killed my father? There must be some mistake. I mean, he did try to kill her like 23 years ago. The defense would like to call Nana to the stand. You seek to drag an innocent old woman to the stand with no proof whatsoever. Well, there's no real proof, but...
Goons gooned too close to the gooning sun.
The goons need to stop gooning. Alright, we're in the middle of something important here. What a tangled web of expedient lies you weave. I can no longer tell fact from fiction. Who or what shall I believe in now? I'm sorry, Rafa. All I've done is confuse you. But I have a sneaking suspicion Nana's involved in this case one way or another. Just when I thought we'd blown this case wide open. Well, there's no turning back now. You fool of a lawyer. I feel like I should also mention that if you just cheer regularly 10 bits or more, I think it should also do text-to-speech. You don't have to go through sound alerts, and in fact, I think sound alerts takes a small cut when you do bits through them. It was just an extra option. But I believe that should work still. You fool of a lawyer. I know why you are so desperate to prove the accused innocent. You do? Yes, because he faces public execution if proven guilty. As shall you, under the stipulations of the Defense Culpability Act. From the moment you accepted this case, you have had no choice but to fight for your lives. No. The simple fact is I've always believed that Dirk is innocent. Bah! Still you cling to your pretense. Very well. I shall offer you a bargain. If you would admit that the accused is guilty right here, right now, I shall overlook your crime of abetting him, and you will not be subject to execution. Is this some sort of joke? Far from it. As queen, I have the power to grant pardons, even to criminals like you. And with a wave of my hand, I can even reduce the severity of a sentence. Perhaps even for Dirk, should you be willing to cooperate. She wasn't kidding when she said that she's the law here. But to flaunt that power in our faces like that, that's just wrong. Also in front of the entire gallery. Here's the problem. She's the queen. The law be damned. She writes the law. That's the problem. Pretty sure there ain't no parliament here. Forget all that has transpired in our kingdom and return to your own country in peace. Well, will you abandon your defense of the accused and accept my generous offer? Here's the thing, though. This is his home. He was raised here. He doesn't really know where he was born, but he was raised here. This is his home. If I don't take this deal, we'll be executed along with Dirk if he's found guilty. What should I do? Nice try, Gron. But it looks like you don't know what justice is made of. It won't count out at threats like that, Your Eminence. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but I can't back down now. I don't want to drag you into this, so don't worry. I'm with you, Apollo. To the bitter end, if need be. Trucy's almost an adult, and she's got Maya with her. I think she can take care of herself, but I'm gonna make sure that that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna have her lose two fathers. We're not doing that. And while I can't say I'm used to it, this isn't exactly my first rodeo. Yeah, it's your third. And if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that, you still want to defend me? I don't know what happened in the past. It looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me, but I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. So keep on fighting, Apollo. You'll hear no objections from me unless I'm objecting to that bitch over there in the skin-tight suit. You nincompoops! You'll die if you lose this case! Why don't you even entertain the notion of continuing? I believe that Dirk is innocent. That's why. And besides, trials exist to give the truth a chance to get out into the open. You can't give up just because you're afraid of some punishment. And if that punishment is death, does that not frighten you, Hornhead? I wouldn't be scared. I mean, just thinking about it makes me weak in the knees, to be honest. As a lawyer, I have a duty to protect my client. I can't just abandon that. A duty you're willing to die for? And yet, duty. It's a heavy burden, alright. Only after I've eaten a lot of food that I really shouldn't, like, especially if it has a lot of grease in it. Anyways, it looks like she's really struggling. Your benevolence. As Crown Princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I am even up to the task. But it's no surprise, considering the torrent of painful truths she's had to face.
Very well then. If the defense is prepared to face the death sentence under the Defense Culpability Act, then I see no reason not to continue with the proceedings. But I must admit, I see no grounds for doubting the accused's guilt.
Unless the defense has further evidence that would indicate a different suspect. Do we have anything like that? Do we? We do have this, the button. And we do have this, the butterfly pendant. And we have, I don't think this is helpful at the moment. Do we have this? We have the hat thing with the... Well, lawyer, do you have any new evidence you would care to present? Or shall I have the executioner start his preparations? She thinks I can't do this. She's got another thing coming. But first, I have some serious thinking to do. I'd say that new evidence indicating a different suspect exists. It has to, otherwise we're fucked, we're boned, we're screwed, we're gonna die. Of course I have some new evidence. Do you know? How very interesting. Doesn't she sound the least bit concerned? No, I can't let her get to me. I just have to keep pressing forward. This new evidence points to a different suspect. We're gonna save right here because I don't know what's about to happen and exactly what I'm looking for. But we got a couple options. We have this one. Except here's the problem. It says it belongs to Dirk. It's not technically a new suspect. It's kind of the old suspect. Yes, because it's not actually Dirk's. He hasn't seen it in years? Over a decade? Wait, that wasn't the reaction I was expecting. Your Eminence, are you saying this piece of evidence doesn't do anything for you? It would appear to me that you chose that evidence at random. Oh, I think I do know what it is. I'm silly. I'm silly. Silly robot. Duh, the mysterious bloodstain that belongs to no one. I think. I don't remember if we've used this evidence already. Analysis reveals that it's Dirk Blood's. Never mind. It is Dirk's. Oops. We have the gemstone. We have this that's interesting. That's not helpful. That's not helpful. This isn't. I mean, the only thing I can possibly think of is the gemstone, but I don't think that's right. No, it's not. Let me think. What else do we have? Unless I'm wrong, we don't have evidence. Your Majesty.
For shame.
Sorry. Rethink that one. New evidence indicating a different suspect does not exist, maybe? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just straight up doesn't. Such evidence does not exist. Just as I thought. I was so hoping you'd present meaningless evidence and allow me to claim your head. But I didn't walk headfirst into that one, then. So, what now, Apollo? Well, unless we can prove that Nina killed Inga, this trial is over, and so are we. Isn't there still a way to get the proof we need? Even without evidence? You know, a key means of obtaining testimony here in Karain? Huh? Wait, are you actually suggesting? It certainly won't be easy, but it's worth a try. Your Majesty, a crucial step in uncovering the truth behind this case has yet to be taken in this trial. But I'm positive that I can back up our claim with this one step.
You mean you'll be able to prove that Nina killed Justice Minister Inga? And just how do you propose to do that?
The help of a certain someone.
You need help?
From someone?
Well, I can't imagine who it could be. But I suppose I must ask, whose help do you need to uncover the truth?
Take that!
What that is?
Me? Here in Karain, legal proceedings include the viewings of the victim's final moments. But that requires your benevolence's help. Such information is just as vital as any other piece of conclusive evidence. If you're right about this, Rafa's power should enable her to see the very moment Nana stabbed Inga. It will be hard to watch your father's murder, but it's the only way to uncover the truth. Your benevolence, we need you and your power! You need me?
Objection!
Wretched simpleton. Did you not see what ensued in the previous attempt? You would only succeed in wasting more time, or was it your goal to make her collapse again?
Objection!
The princess said she was prepared earlier. Besides, it's her duty as royal priestess. I'd say it's all up to her now. Am I prepared? Prepared to fulfill my duty? Isn't a divination science required at all trials anyways? If so, I imagine there'd be a problem with handing down a verdict without one.
Indeed. It would be problematic. Under Kurani's law, a seance must be conducted before a verdict can be rendered.
Such insolence!
Must you try my patience so? If I must dispense with that vexing law, then dispense with it I shall. As ruling sovereign of Karain, I proclaim the following. Are you using your nail to write? Or what the fuck? Huh? Henceforth, the divination seance shall be optional. I hate you. You're so evil. You're so... What? She has the power to do that? She just rewrote the law with the flourish of her hand. Not even a pen. Like, straight up, I'm pretty sure she just has ink in her fingernails. That's kind of scary. Hold it! Mother, I do not wish for the trial to end like this. It is as the defense said, I must not neglect my duty simply because I am afraid. I shall go through with it this time. I shall conduct the seance once more.
Insolence!
Rafa, do not be fooled by his loyally guile. You are not prepared to witness your father's death. Come on, stand up to her, but Hornhead needs my help. Rafa, did you not tell me earlier? Did you not tell me you were prepared? But despite your grandiose posturing, you collapsed in a most piteous fashion. Even worse, you have erred in your insights of late. For has not the barbed one over there overturned them more than once? You cannot be trusted to keep your word, nor can you reveal the truth through your insights. So I say to you, begone! This sacred hall of justice has no need for such a worthless royal priestess. Hurrah! Mother of the Year, everyone. Don't you just love her? She's so good. She's so great. She's fantastic. I'm just worthless? Wow. How can she say that to her own daughter? Because of reasons that we already know. Reasons? So, Mother, you think me worthless? How many evil moms are there in Ace Attorney? Let me think. We have this one. Was Pearl's mom a piece of shit? If I recall correctly. Who else? I'm trying to think of other evil moms, because I don't think there's really that many. Yeah, okay. Cool. Ivy's not my son. She was a murderer twice? I only remember the... Huh. Anyways. Yes, Pearl's mother. Pearl's mom, Garan. I'm trying to remember other mothers. I'm gonna be honest. There aren't a lot of moms in this series. Most of them are already dead. Because... Yeah, no, I don't... Lamorar was fine. She wasn't evil. She really needs to tell her kids she's alive, but besides that, she's not evil. What else? I know I just had a thought of another one, but I don't remember who it was anymore. Yep, I don't know.
Objection!
Her benevolence says she can do it, doesn't she? So, I don't see why you have to condemn her before she's even made the attempt. Very well, horned devil. If you really are so bent on having a seance, I shall give my consent. The aptly named mom not appearing in this game? Really? Oh, she's not evil. Wait. No, not her. I don't know who I'm thinking of. Really? However, should Rafa fail once more, you two and the accused shall be executed on the spot. Again? Oh, this is proving to be far more entertaining than I had anticipated. Well, lawyer, what say you? Will you wager your life and call on Rafa to perform a divination seance? I believe in her. And I believe in her abilities. Let's go! I don't think you're worthless, your benevolence. Far from it, in fact. If you say you can do it, then I believe in you. Hornhead? I do not understand. If I fail, you will be put to death. I know you collapsed during your previous attempt. God, that hurt to watch, yeah. Can't even imagine how terrible it must have been for you. And, ooh, okay. But despite that, you are willing to try again. I have faith in that conviction, in that courage. My courage? Ah, so she was doomed to fail if she didn't have the courage to perform the seance. But it looks like she's got the determination to try again. Right, and that's a bet I'm willing to take.
Don't say it. Don't you say it.
Hello, Grave Walker. Thank you for the raid. Hi, welcome to Ace Attorney. I do not have that one, Fluffy. I apologize. Hope you all had a good stream. What were y'all up to? But it is as Mother said. I've erred in my insights as of late. Not only have I failed to reveal the truth, I've also contributed to false accusations. It's going well. We're trying to make sure our dad doesn't get, fucking murdered. And us as well. Janky Alex 2? I don't know what that is. But I hope you had fun. I hope you had a good time. Knowing that, can you still say that you believe in me?
Objection!
I wouldn't take stock in those words, your benevolence. Despite what your mother says, I don't think you've made any errors at all. Huh? In the trials I've been a part of here in Karaim, I would have never proven my client's innocence without your seances. Because even though they didn't always reflect the absolute truth, the insight they provided served as vital leads to finding the truth. Vital leads? My seances? So please, your benevolence, try to perform the divination seance one more time.
Objection!
Rafa, stop this madness. It is for your own good. You are ill prepared to face your father's death. Go, leave this sacred hall at once. Say no, just no. Yes! Yes! Rafa, I love you, you're great. What did you say to me? I said no, mother, for I am the royal priestess of Karaim. I have no need for you now. Even if you do not need me, mother. Hornhead and his Hall of Justice do. He proved that to me by risking his own life. And it's because of him that I now understand. Shit. Okay? Okay? Rika can do word ban. The divination seance is Rafa's sacred duty. Rafa must fulfill divination seance, no matter the risk. Benevolence. Mother taught Rafa that divination seance was mirror reflecting naught but truth. But Rafa began to have doubts after Barb had disproved insights offered. And now, Rafa doesn't even know. Those don't count. Who or what to trust anymore? Father, mother, even Nana. Rafa had believed in relatives above all others. Fine. But Rafa finally know now. Rafa know in what Rafa can trust. Royal Priestess must debate each seance with presiding lawyer and prosecutor. So that seance can be interpreted properly. That is how Rafa believes trials in Krain should function. Therefore, Hall of Justice needs Rafa. Rafa's power will lead trials towards truth. That is Rafa's sacred duty, and Rafa will never shirk from sacred duty again. That, Rafa, is product of what Rafa's learned in Rafa's struggle so far. Truth that Rafa realized with Rafa's own strength. As Rafa's sacred duty, Rafa must ensure that it is fulfilled. Rafa must have courage and resolve to see seance through. Eminence, Royal Priestess says Rafa will conduct divination seance. Apollo sees no grounds for Garan to forbid it. Unless, of course, Queen is worried that seance might reveal something Queen finds inconvenient. Hard, difficult. Mother! Rafa is done letting Mother have Mother's way. Rafa would actually rebel against Mother. Mother and Queen! Though Rafa am scared to see Father's death. Rafa must face fear. Facing fear is what Hornhead has taught Rafa here today. Rafa. Seance.
I am the Royal Priestess Rafa Padma Kurain. And I am prepared to face my father's death.
Good kid. Very good kid. Eminence. Seems Princess more grown up than Queen thought. Rafa.
Well, let court proceed with divination seance.
Victim's final moments. Should be interesting. Wonder what Inga's memories show us. Why is it microphone? Why?
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Dance Dance Revolution with Dance of Devotion. Ugh. Every time. Gets me every time. Cake? No. I eat cake. Cake good. Okay. While this is going, I'm gonna try and figure out what's wrong with this microphone. Okay, we'll see if that fixes it. I just adjusted the cable a bit. Because Biscuit was messing with stuff earlier. So it should hopefully be fine now. I should probably put a new microphone on my throne just to see if I can get a slightly better one. In part because I don't know, because I assume it has to be the microphone that's a little bit messed up at this point. Now that I've had it for several years and have moved 3 times? 1, 2, got 1. Biscuit was being bisque naughty. He does that a lot. It's also part of why I think I need to move my office to the living room. Anyways, what was I saying? 1, 2. Yeah, this thing has been in 3 moves. This microphone has been through 3 moves. 2 of them to different states by car. So it wouldn't surprise me. Oh, here we go. If it's and like we've been having this issue since I moved in here, so I assume that it's. Incense, sour. Incense, still smelling incense, hearing his own footsteps. Man's voice. I have a bad feeling about this. Pain. Wait, what? Huh? Oh, that doesn't help us at all. That's very, very bad. Hold on. Hold on. I know it looks like Dirk. I know it looks like Dirk, but... Explosion? Wait, what do you mean explosion? And laughter. That's bad. That's so many levels of incredibly bad. What in the...
A faceless being?
What the heck? His face. It's just like... a picture of the founder. Do you think he has that thing where he can't see... where... they can't see faces? I think that's the last thing anyone expects to see. What if that is the thing? What if he has fuck, what is it called? That explains why he always... That explains why he has everything written down, all these notes. Purple hat, glasses, diamond-shaped tattoo on the forehead. Because those are face... I know what face blind is, but there's a actual... There's a more scientific term that I don't remember at the moment. But that's what these notes are for, so that you can remember someone by looking at them. But here's the thing. Here's the interesting thing. Here's the interesting thing. The Dirk in that seance. Don't remember facial features? Yeah, it's something like that. I don't remember. But prosopagnosia. Yes, that is it. All right, thank you for the raid, Gravewalker. Enjoy your sleep. Thank you for the raid. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. But no, okay, so diamond-shaped tattoo on forehead. The Dirk in the seance had the diamond tattoo. Meaning that if someone else just put on a wig and some other outfit stuff, they would know, then they could look just like Dirk. Father, what was it? What was it you saw?
Are we to understand that this was the last thing the victim saw?
Yes, there can be no mistake. That was what my father himself witnessed.
How very strange. You don't suppose The Holy Mother possessed the accused and slew Minister Inga for planning a coup.
The divine wrath of the Holy Mother? Oh, Holy Mother, we are ever grateful for your blessing. Talk about a sharp left turn into the Twilight Zone. You know, there's one thing in there that caught my attention. Tattoo on the diamond that Dirk does not have, and also the laughter and the explosion. That laugh. Who does it belong to, and why are they laughing? Who knows? I suppose it could be Dirk after he slew my husband. Uh-huh. But that figure didn't even have a mouth. Oh, I think we're done here, lawyer. Oh, so? You claim that Minister Inga was stabbed in his private quarters, and, feeling no pain, went to the tomb where he eventually fell dead. But this seance vision proves he was stabbed in the tomb and felt great pain, no less. Oh, that. Therefore, as I asserted all along, it was the accused who stabbed the minister in the tomb. Everything just backfired. Big time. Yes, Nana has it. Nana has it. Rafa has it. Albie has one. Oh, Dirk also has one. Shit. Well, son of a bitch. Even though that wasn't one of the notes. Well, we can't see the... Yeah, the queen has one too. It's backfired. Big time. Wow. Grown has the devil's own luck, doesn't she? Now then, I shall give voice to the soul of the deceased. Listen well and heed these words. Insight. At around 3 p.m., my father was waiting in the tomb to make the hostage exchange. He was drinking grape juice while gazing upon the picture of the Holy Mother. He had been waiting vigilantly when suddenly he heard Dirk's voice. The next moment, he was stabbed in the back and collapsed. My father tried to shoot his attacker, but he missed, and the attacker let out a laugh. Except, I don't think he fired. So what now, Mr. Wright? It's up to us to knock holes in Rafa's interpretation of Inga's memories. In other words, we need to prove that her understanding of them could be mistaken. Okay, I'll give it a try. I don't think he heard a gunshot. Quote-unquote grape juice. Okay, here we go. So let's... Man's voice. Footsteps. Looking at the Holy Mother. Pain. Lots and lots of pain. Footsteps. Someone who at least looks like Dirk. Oh, wait. Is that what the explosion was? Was the gun being fired? Alright. Let's start at the beginning. Okay. At around 3 p.m., my father was waiting in the tomb to make the hostage exchange. Grapes, sour, incense, okay. He was drinking grape juice while gazing upon the picture of the Holy Mother. His own footsteps, his own footsteps, his own footsteps, his own footsteps. A man's voice. But there were no other footsteps. Okay, so that's my problem right now. Is he had been waiting diligently when suddenly he heard Dirk's voice. But the only footsteps are his own. In other words, someone couldn't have been there, right? Like, or someone couldn't have been moved up to him. It could. That's true. It could also be his own voice. Because the problem is, it doesn't say whose voice.
Objection!
Yeah, that's a very good point, Kay. You make a wonderful point. Your benevolence, there seems to be an inconsistency in your interpretation. An inconsistency? Where? Minister Inga is far too relaxed for what was supposedly about to take place. When he heard the voice you claim is Dirk's, he didn't seem the least bit alarmed. He just kept looking at the picture of the founder. That's strange, right? He was waiting for Dirk to arrive with the Founder's Orb, but when he heard that voice, he didn't even turn to look. Don't you think he would have been worried about being attacked from behind? And also there were no then whose voice was it? It was likely someone whose presence wouldn't have alarmed him. Someone like a friend. But there was no third party at the scene of the crime. Therefore, the voice can only have belonged to Dirk. The voice of a third party who wasn't there in the tomb. Apollo, don't we have something that could reveal the owner of the mysterious voice? Do we? Do we? Do we? Do we? You know, I think we do. Something that Inga had while he was waiting for Dirk. With it, we just might be able to figure out whose voice it was. We can identify the male voice Mr. Inga heard with this. Oh, his cell phone. He did have his phone. That's right. That's my father's. I know this must be hard for you, but could you please look at this photo? There's something here that can point us toward the identity of the voice. This is the real source of the man's voice.
Take that!
A cell phone? Right. I believe that the voice the minister heard was of a call on his cell phone.
I see. While that certainly makes sense, what is your eminence's view on the matter?
I can see the possibility. Then it seems I must refine my vision. Can we peer deeper into whose voice it was? Subordinate's voice. It appears that the voice belonged to one of my father's subordinates. We can, but also, because she's kind of in his head, there at the last second, we don't need to. I suppose he was talking to one of them. My father had members of the secret police positioned throughout the palace. They were supposed to contact him as soon as they saw Dirk and the rest of you. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Your benevolence, I believe you have an insight to revise. I know, Barbed Head. Don't presume to tell me how to do my duty.
Insight revised.
Okay, but if he got stabbed immediately after getting the call, then doesn't that mean that we were still pretty far from the tomb? So the voice was coming from the phone. That's good to know. But there might have been other sounds coming from the phone. Sounds that could be clues. Let's take another look at Rafa's insights and really focus on the various sensations. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of this now. Okay. Hi, I'm hydrating. I promise. I have tea. Thank you, Wisp. Alright, so let's see here. There's more okay, I thought I took a call from the subordinate at the palace. The next moment, he was stabbed in the back and collapsed. Father tried to shoot his attacker. Hello, I hope you're doing well today. As I try and figure out what this game wants from me. Let's see here. Took a call from a subordinate at the palace. The next moment, he was stabbed in the back and collapsed. Oh, cool, dope, awesome, I love that from us. Rewind. Hell yeah, he was in the His subordinate was in the bazaar, which means we were nowhere near. Very brain fog and ADHD day? Yeah. Yeah, those days happen.
Objection!
I hope you're at least making the most of it. In whatever way that means. Your benevolence! This insight is inconsistent with the vision! Oh, please, do tell, where exactly does this inconsistency lie, Hornhead? Oh, it's kind of hard to wait, no! Hold on, no, didn't I pick the right spot? Ah! I'm posturing, Maya, I promise. Ah. Okay, I'll hydrate again. Hi, Maya. Ooh, woo. Apollo says, ooh, woo. Grooming the pets? I had to do that earlier. Fucking, like, when I got home from work, okay, so basically every time I come home from work, what Biscuit does is he walks up to me, and he flops on the ground for me to pet and scritch him. Oh, without fail. Today, however, he chose to flop onto the mat right in front of his litter box. And it was fucking... And it's like, oh, he just got litter on him. So it's like, oh god, okay, you need a grooming. Let me get the comb. I had to spend a few minutes doing that. He was just rolling around in it for a bit. I was like, Biscuit, I love you. But why you gotta roll in that particular spot? Okay, my father then took a call from a subordinate at the palace. But he wasn't at the palace. Is this not... Like, that's the problem. When Pam gets super zoomy, she plays in her litter box. Biscuit, I don't think Biscuit plays in his litter box. Well, okay. My litter box, because he's so big and he likes to kick it a lot, I got a kind that has high walls on 3 sides. So he'll try to like scoop the sand to bury it, but he'll just like be on like the plastic side like wall for a minute, just like doing that. And I'm like, Biscuit, nothing's moving. You're not scooping anything. I know. I think it's because of the glasses and the light. I think it's purely because who knows? I don't know. There's all sorts of reasons.
Worthless consumer models.
I mean, we're looking for the worthless consumer models, but they ain't here. It's really not. Especially with glasses. And I don't even use an iPhone like you guys do. So it's fine, except for the fact that it keeps closing the eyes. Anyways. Let's see here, rewind. Okay, play. Okay, so... Is it not because of this?
Objection!
Isn't that what I did last... Okay, technically last time I did the dog barking, but still. I hate to break it to you, Your Benevolence, but you misinterpreted something again. What do you mean, again? Smooth move, Apollo. I think you just hurt her feelings. She may put on a brave face, but she feels more than she lets on. Also, she's only 14. Go easy on her. Let me rephrase that, Your Benevolence. Your interpretation of your father's phone call to his subordinate at the palace is inconsistent with his final memory. What do you mean by that? A lion's roar could be heard over the phone. Don't you find that strange? You claim the call was with someone at the palace. But let me ask you, do you keep lions there? No, the only animals at the palace are little birdies and my pet frog. Oh, she has a pet frog. That's adorable. Oh, wait. A giant one in front of the minister's house is her pet? Besides, there aren't any lions in Karain. We don't even have any zoos. A rather sad state of affairs, I'm afraid. Well, I remember hearing a sound like that. The lion's roar coming from the phone is actually from something hanging out in the bazaar. Isn't that the cry of the warbot over in the bazaar? Your benevolence, do you think you can clarify the voice for me? Very well. I will now attempt to further refine my vision. What's this? Just as I suspected, it was the call of a warbod. Okay, so basically what this means is the subordinates were supposed to call Inga when he had sight of Dirk and everyone else. He had sight of Dirk and the others in the bazaar, called them like, yo boss, they're leaving the bazaar now. And he's like, cool, that means they'll be here in 10 minutes. Oh no, I was stabbed right now and you just saw Dirk. But he's still 10 minutes away. Oh no, how could this have happened? Wait, that's Dirk in front of me. What's going on? Anyways. That means the subordinate Minister Inga was talking to was in the bazaar, not the palace. But why is it important where the call came from? What significance could it have? She's right. Is it important to know where the call was made from? It's actually very important. Knowing that the person on the other end was at the bazaar means that the loud explosion might not have been the sound of a gunshot. You're right, it's not. If that was the snap thing that Dats used in front of here. This one. Yes, Dats' snaps, his firecrackers. At around 2 p.m., Dats stepped out of a bazaar manhole, got yelled at by a dog and a warbod, and then threw a firecracker. The shocked look on Albie's face had Dads in stitches when the police came along and detained the rebel. The noise spooked Shadow, who ran off. When Albie caught up, Shadow had what looked to be named in his hat, which means Inga died an hour earlier than everyone thinks. I knew it. He was in the coffin to be kept cold so that his death was actually, everyone would think that it was later when it was actually earlier. No, wait. That's not how that works. You want to keep them warm so that they seem more recently deceased. The phone logs would also help prove that you are correct, Fluffy. I don't know if we have access to those. But I can think of no other item that makes such a noise in the area. Go ahead, Apollo. Tell her. Tell Rachel the real source of that sound. Will do. Well, Hornhead, I'm waiting. What was the true source of that explosive sound?
Take that!
What is that? It's Albie, your guy's statement. In it, he claims that Dot Sarball threw a firecracker at him while he was in the bazaar. Then... yes, the sound heard over the phone was a firecracker exploding. And yet, a bullet was found at the scene of the crime. A bullet fired from Minister Inga's gun. How do you explain that? Well, we don't know whether it was fired during the course of the crime, right? Or do you have evidence that proves when the pistol was discharged? No, I have none. Wait a second. If that loud bang was a firecracker, then could that laugh at the end have been... the laughter was Dad's! Fucking goddammit! No! It can't be! Oh, it can, and it is! The laugh came from none other than... the Joker who got a kick out of startling Albie with his dragon snot snaps. That happy-go-lucky Dot Sarball. What? Someone should really put a leash on that guy. Like in a keep him in sight and not a kinky thing, right? Or do you mean both? I didn't know you're into that.
I shudder to think how one man can be the cause of so much trouble time and time again. Seriously, he's been part of several of the last few cases that have had absolutely nothing to do with anything.
Hey there, AJ! PW! Y'all can thank me later!
No one asked for your commentary, Mr. Arball. Shouldn't you be in prison?
I'm always in prison, and then I'm always out. The same starter deck, there's a random pick. I think it gives you the same starting stuff. Everything after that, though, it's different.
Your benevolence, do you need to revise your insight?
It would appear so. Jesus Christ, this guy. I mean, the good news is that actually gives us the time for when this happened. That 100% tells us when. Oh, that changes everything. Let's go over the details of Rafa's insight again. Okay, I think I've got this down now. Time to find another inconsistency. Because here's the thing, I can just straight up use evidence at this point. Oh, I can't present evidence? God. Okay. I'm gonna do this. But Maya pulled it from Cadence. Oh. That's a good point. I don't remember what my very first pick was now.
Objection!
Cool. Awesome. Happy. Love it. You hear the music stop? That means you did right. Your benevolence. There's a glaring problem with this insight. There is? You stated that the murder happened at around 3 p.m., which is right around the time my client arrived on the scene. However, now that we know what the source of the loud bang is, your insight conflicts with a certain piece of evidence.
I suppose I have to ask the obvious here, because you people don't know how to just say what you want immediately. You have to make me ask. I'm an old man. Can't you, like, speed this through just a little bit more? What evidence conflicts with the claim that the murder occurred at 3 p.m.? Please make it snappy. I'll be your guide's statement. Again?
Yes. Because to summarize what he said, at around 2 p.m., Shadow was surprised by a firecracker and ran into the palace courtyard.
Around 2 p.m.?
That's right, 2 p.m., not 3 p.m. Are you suggesting? I think you know where I'm going with this. Dad's laugh, the cry of the war bod, and the bang of a firecracker were all heard right before ministering his death. Thanks to Albie's statement, we can put a definitive timestamp on all those sounds. Therefore, what this vision shows us is that this is extremely likely that the deceased's final moments were at 2 rather than 3 as we had originally thought. This changes everything because before 3 o'clock, Dirk was with all of us. Hell, we were barely in the country at 2 o'clock. Dare I ask? It means the murder took place a full hour before Dirk entered the tomb. How can this be? Are you saying that I, the very personification of the law, have been mistaken? Oh, sure. Oh, all her fake nails broke off. Now you see why justice will always prevail.
Peace! Peace, I say! Now then, defense. I must remind you that the figure of the accused was clearly shown in the vision. How do you explain that?
I wouldn't say it was clearly shown. After all, the figure didn't actually have a face.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Without a face, we can't be certain of who it was. Furthermore,
need I remind you that if the vision is from 2 p.m., Dirk was still with me and Mr. Wright, which means this faceless figure couldn't possibly be him.
So then, what are we to make of this 1 hour difference?
Oh wait, 2 o'clock? That's when my mother was performing the rite of channeling.
The palace guards had all been reassigned to guard the channeling chamber for the rite.
Don't tell me. the royal residence, it would have been virtually unguarded. Which means the real killer could have easily slipped unseen into Amara's tomb.
Defense, are you saying that this is someone disguised as the accused?
That's exactly what I believe, Your Majesty.
Preposterous. Disguises cannot deceive the memories of the dead. And the face did not appear this time as mere happenstance. Had it appeared, such subterfuge would have been as clear as day.
He's got a point there. Anyone who knows about the divination seance would have tried to hide their face. Nevertheless, our killer openly appeared before Inga. The question is, why? Apollo. Maybe the killer could afford to be so bold, because they knew their face wouldn't show up in the seance vision. What? It's possible that the killer dared to dress in Dirk's clothes and stand square in front of Inga, precisely because they knew they could get away with it. But how could anyone be so sure of something like that? A long time ago, I heard of a cognitive disorder, that impairs a person's ability to distinguish between different faces. What if Inga had it? Then, are you saying that this is literally how Inga saw the world? Yes. We can't normally see through the eyes of others, but in this case we can. And if he had that disorder, I imagine this is how faces appeared to him in life. Okay, let's say that the killer knew that Inga had such a disorder. They could definitely use it to pin on the crime on Dirk, but if you're wondering about how to prove that Inga had it, you already have what you need. Really?
Word of defense, do you have anything to show to this court?
With severe ADHD? You try to channel someone with ADHD in their last moments is just like squirrel moment, it will make you motion sick because their eyes are just darting all over the place. They're looking every which way. Yes, I believe so. Frankly, I have no idea what Mr. Right means, but I'll look the evidence over again and maybe I'll find it.
What have explained why the face of Minister Inga's killer is absent in this seance vision? A notepad?
Yes, it was found in Minister Inga's room, and it holds the answer we're looking for. As you can see, it's filled with detailed notes on various individuals, what kind of clothes they wear, hairstyles, and other discerning physical characteristics.
And this is connected to the faceless nature of the killer. How?
The vision we saw was exactly what Minister Inga saw with his own eyes. It's he who saw his killer as a person without a face. In fact, this is how we normally saw everyone around him.
What's this?
I believe Minister Inga had a disorder that prevented him from recognizing faces, and would explain the faceless being, and why he needed a notepad full of people's physical characteristics. Now that I think about it, my father was always terrible at remembering people. By simply changing my hairstyle, he would fail to recognize even me. Your Eminence, you knew that your husband had such a disorder, didn't you? Oh look, she glued her nails back on. He never wished for it to become public knowledge. But I suppose there's no use in keeping quiet about it now. But as you say, my late husband had a special disorder that hindered his ability to recognize faces. The medical term for it is prosopagnosia. 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 I don't know how to pronounce it. There are many ways. So Mr. Wright was right! The memories of those afflicted with such disorders in life do appear strange at times. And there is precedent for this. So the killer likely knew about the disorder and used it to their advantage. Right, so there's someone who is both knowledgeable about the divination seance and aware of Inga's affliction. Your Eminence, who knew about your husband's condition? The small number of servants who tended to his needs. And me. Surely you are not about to insinuate that I committed this crime? Well, the problem is we do have evidence of you... Drinky, drinky. Okay, I will drink. My throat is getting a bit parched. The problem is, I think this picture was taken at 2 o'clock. It couldn't have been her, is the unfortunate thing. I still think it was Amara, aka Nina. Because there she is right there, just without her nails. Oh, no, Your Eminence. Still, could she have done it? I mean, of course she's guilty of a lot of things. Grant has an alibi, remember? Oh, right. She was conducting the rite of channeling at 2 p.m. In that case, Your Eminence, does Nana know about Minister Inga's disorder? Of course she does. She is a head servant. So as head servant, she knew about Minister Inga's condition. And as the prince's personal attendant, she is familiar with the divination seance. If these two facts together don't make her a possible suspect, I don't know what would! You witness lawyer, how quick you are to forget the facts. Facts like, when Inga was last seen alive, you claim he was slain at 2, yet that is impossible. For Rafa saw him at 2:30. We did completely forget about that. I thought about that, but I was like, I feel like this kind of overwrites that fact and says that that fact is wrong. Clearly. No, there must be some mistake. So you see, the murder could only have happened at 3 p.m. The hour Dirk entered the tomb, and there is no other answer to this puzzle. Ugh, why don't we ever get to make up answers like Quran makes up laws? Guess it's back to square one. Where did we go wrong? I don't think we're the problem. We just seem to be short one piece of the puzzle. Our deductions so far explain everything to a T. Everything except for Inga's sighting at 2:30. I see. And without that final puzzle piece, all of our deductions fall apart. Apollo, if Inga's sighting is the only anomaly, we'll just have to find a way to make it fit into the bigger picture. Time to think outside the box then, right? Let's see. It would be impossible to see Inga walking around after he'd been killed. But what if there was a way to make people think he was alive even though he was dead? Channeling? Wait! Of course! Oh! Oh, of course! Of course! Of course, of course, of course! Oh, of course! Of course, of course, of course! Think about it! 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 Amara was the queen! What is the one power that the queens have that no one else is supposed to have in this country? The power of channeling. If she knew that he was dead, she could channel him and he would think, oh, I had a weird dream, but I'm dressed in my appropriate clothes. It's time for me to... It's all coming together. It's time for me to go over and meet Dirk, I guess. I thought I remember being over there earlier. Weird. Goes over into the channeling. Fucking amazing. It was Amara. Amara, you're a fucking boss, and I love you. Like a way to make people witness the living dead? Sounds like some kind of TV show. Things like that don't happen in real life. Also and that also would explain why he's so pale, and why am I still talking like Apollo? Apollo, did you just... I did! I figured it out! I know how to make people witness the living dead! Because we've seen it before. Your Majesty, our deductions weren't wrong at all. Despite Minister Inga being murdered at 2 p.m., he was seen heading into the tomb at 2:30. And I'll tell you how!
I certainly hope you will, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
The Minister Inga her benevolence saw was in fact someone channeling him. Was the deceased being channeled? It's the only way a man who is already dead could have been seen by her benevolence.
Channeled, you say?
That's right. And there are only 2 people capable of spirit channeling here in Karaim.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Hi, Delphi. 3, actually, but you don't know about the 3rd. Alright, we're cracking this case wide open. What have you missed? We're cracking this case wide open. And everyone, except for her own mother, loves Rafa. She's a good girl. Good kid. Her Eminence, Queen Gran, and Maya Fey. It's possible that one of them was channeling the minister. It would seem that you are ever bent on making me party to this crime. Prosecutor, what was I doing at 2:30 p.m., the time at which my husband was seen? Eminence, I believe you had completed the channeling rite and were having tea with the king of the neighboring realm. There would have been many attendants there too. You'd ask to keep up with her schedule too? What doesn't she make him do? That only leaves Maya. Yeah, it does. Except... maybe someone was forcing her to use her power toward nefarious ends. The real killer could have been threatening her. But the thing is, they keep forgetting that Amara is still alive somewhere. She's just prisoner. But they said that she's somewhere safe, and I'm like, that cannot be. So then Inga screamed. That was probably from when he woke up from being called back to this world. After all, that's when the flow of time would have picked up for him after he died. Bye, Maya. Thank you for the lurk. We'll see you later. So Minister Inga probably leapt to his feet, thinking that he just had a nightmare. Then, realizing it was almost time for the hostage exchange, he raced off to Amara's tomb, not even realizing he was already dead. How fucked up would that be if you just, like... I feel like that's the plot of Soma, actually. Isn't that the plot of Soma? Sort of. Not really, but sort of. But just imagine waking up one day and being like, oh, God, I just had the most horrifying nightmare that I was killed, but I'm okay. Huh. That's why I said sort of. It's not quite Soma. It's a similar vibe, but different. Regardless, yeah, you just wake up and you're like, oh God, I had a terrible nightmare where I was murdered. It's like, oh, it's like, well, no, freaky, weird. That felt so real. Like, I feel like I could feel the pain.
Then, human evidence really did see a dead man running.
Also, we also already know who it is that did the channeling because of the footprints.
Using the sacred power of spirit channeling to commit a crime? How can this be?
Because, think about this. Naina's footprints were seen going in, Inga's footprints were seen coming out. So I think we know who did the channeling. Inga. No. Yes, Naina's footprints in, Inga's footprints out. The defense called Miss Maya Fey to the stand.
Well, your eminence? Would you allow a new witness?
It matters not. Either way, this lawyer shall soon know the truth. I don't think Maya's gonna be helpful. I'm shocked. Shocked! Well, not that shocked. He will know just how much of an imbecile he is in the face of my infallible arguments. Insult me all you want, witch, but you'll be eating those words when I expose the truth.
Very well. Let us adjourn until the next witness is ready.
We know that it's... I know who it is, but they don't know that she's here and alive, and I'm just like, ah! No. We're so close. We're getting there. We're so close to the end, and then we have to do the special episode. But we're so close to the end.
Continue.
What if everyone was channeling? Oh my goodness. Frustration City? Oh no. Hi, Court of Kirain. Accused Bobby. Talk about some really close shaves. Well, you can't get a closer shave than Headsman brand blades, that's for sure. Trial's not even over yet, and I'm already exhausted. Bye, bees. We'll see you later. How's Dirk doing? I think he's fine. Can you as long as it's not a spoiler, Fluffy, sure. Not even over yet, and I'm already exhausted. Still, you were able to fight back the queen herself in there. Oh, maybe with Miss Faye's help, I won't have to keep on playing your game much longer. Speaking of which, I guess it's a little late to be asking, but do you think she's well enough to testify, Mr. Wright? She slept all day yesterday out of exhaustion, apparently. Okay, see, I've been thinking about that. As long as Amara is still alive, but like that's the thing. That's why she's being kept in quote-unquote protective custody. Because if everyone knew she was actually still alive, not only would she be able to prove that Dirk didn't try and kill her, but also she would be the queen again. Or at least very likely. Barbed head. Horned head. Oh, hello, your benevolence. Princess Rafa. You were really impressive in there.
I am the royal priestess Rafa Padma Kurain.
Abdication?
And I
That's
am
true.
prepared to face my father's death.
But the thing is, like, she never formally stepped down. And everyone thinks she's dead. So, like, the people would not be happy with Garan if they learned that Amara was still alive. Despite your mother's opposition, you stood your ground. And in doing so, you fulfilled your duty as the royal priestess. It was all thanks to you and your friends. Your belief in me gave me the courage to follow my path. So, you have my gratitude. Oh, don't mention it. I know. I shall thank you with a gift. What would you like? A cow? A horse? Or perhaps I shall reward your efforts with a royal shoulder massage. Oh, that's okay, your benevolence. Your gratitude is more than enough. Thanks. But I thought you Americans liked massages. My technique was highly praised by my father, I'll have you know.
Hey you, lawyers, where's the accused?
Huh? Dirk? That's a good question. Dots, where the fuck did he go?
I blew it big time, AJ.
Dots?
Shut up, you.
What's going on?
The scoundrel tried to escape with the accused.
What?
We were able to nab him, but the accused is nowhere to be found. Where are you hiding him, you miscreant?
I keep telling you, I had no idea where he went. I mean, yeah, we booked it together. I lost track of him after that. So Dirk's on the lam now?
Probably, but who knows? He vanished in the blink of an eye.
Vanished?
You want to know something, AJ? Dirk said to me, I can't put Amara in danger. I have to set her free before it's too late.
Oh, shit. Here we go
What?
again.
Don't tell me he's going to rescue her. That's what I am telling you. That's why I helped him escape in the first place. Do you realize what you've done? Well, what's done is done. Still, why did you choose to go rescue her now?
Maybe he didn't want to die with any regrets or something. You know, just in case he ended up on the chopping block.
Aye, Dirk, this just makes you look even more guilty. I thought you believed in me.
Oh, don't be like that, AJ. He'll be back as soon as he frees Amara, you'll see.
That's not the point, Dats.
Listen, lawyer, you let us know immediately if the accused contacts you. The trial will now resume. See that you are ready.
Oh wait, the trial's still on? Even without the defendant?
Those were her eminence's orders, so you will return to the courtroom at once.
Let's go, Apollo. All we can do is see where the next testimony leads. One thing at a time. May 19th, High Court of Karain.
Now then, let us resume the trial at hand.
Your Majesty, my client seems to have gone missing.
What do you think, Your Eminence?
Will do. We're gonna lawyer it up a bit. There we go. Lawyer, teacher, assistant, whatever, they all look similar.
Should we proceed without the accused?
Why not? My royal guard is searching for him as we speak. I shall find him soon enough, for they would not dare to keep me waiting.
Yes, but what about the law governing court proceedings?
Then I shall simply revise it. Once again, you have First of all, I didn't know you were left-handed. Second of all, why is there ink in your fingernail? As ruling sovereign of Karain, I proclaim the following. Should the accused be an enemy of the crown, they may be tried in absentia.
Well, in that case, I guess there's no problem with proceeding. Word of the witness, Miss Maya Fey, please approach the stand.
Hi, Maya. I hope you're doing better. Did you get some food? Have you eaten? Have you had water? Are you okay? Sorry to summon you like this, Maya. Getting dragged out of bed and into court is not exactly a fun wake-up call, Nick. I'm sorry, Miss Fey. It was my idea. And you are... Oh, right. I'm Apollo Justice. It's nice to finally meet you. Oh, what's happened? Oh, so you're Apollo. Nix told me all about you. You're the new guy with the loud voice and a bit of an unreliable streak, right?
Unreliable? Well, that was 2 years ago. You've come a long way since then.
No, because remember, Maya's been training for the past 8 years, for the past however long, 8 years. And especially in the last 2 years, she's only ever been in Karain. So they never had a chance to meet. So why was I called here anyway? Am I under arrest again? Even she knows the goddamn joke at this point. Enjoy your lunch, Wisp. Thank you for the lurk. Oh my god. Even Maya acknowledges that she keeps getting arrested over and over and over and over and over and over again. When we get to Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth, if she ends up being arrested again, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. It'll be so goddamn funny, but I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Should work, yes?
Ra ra sis boom ba. Re kick M in the knee. RO step on their toe.
Nice try, but thank you. Huh? I guess no one's filled her in. Well, she has been asleep this entire time. Miss Faye, this is a trial for Dirk Sanmati, and you're here as a witness. What? Dirk's been arrested? But... This is not exactly the reaction I was expecting.
Miss Faye, you are suspected of playing a part in the murder of Justice Minister Inga.
F. What?
Someone allegedly forced you to channel the minister to obfuscate the time of his murder. At least that is what the defense claims.
Oh wait, what? How could you, Apollo? How'd you even reach that conclusion? Sorry, but it's the only way this whole case makes any sense.
Your understandable anger at the defense's side. Will you testify, Miss Faye?
Yes, Your Majesty. Channeling the minister. I don't have any idea what's going on, but I know I didn't channel Minister Inga. I didn't even have the chance to do something like that. Besides, I never go quietly along with some criminal's plan. Though, I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with.
It seems the witness doesn't believe she has ever channeled Justice Minister Inga.
And if her words prove to be true, defense, your entire argument becomes moot. You do understand that, don't you? Yes, of course. It doesn't seem like Miss Faye is lying. Apollo, Maya was being awfully secretive about something just now, and I guess I'd better dig a bit and try to get her to open up to me first. Alright, let's take a look here. I don't have any idea what's going on. I know I didn't channel the minister. I can't talk.
Hold it!
What do you mean? You didn't have a chance to channel him? Does channeling someone take a long time? Not really. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty much instantaneous. But I was all tied up, literally. So there's no way for me to make the channeling move out with my hands to do it. Right. I guess you really did a channeling then. Maya, when mediums are done with a session, they can send the spirit back to the other world themselves, right? Sure, unless they're still in training. Amateurs can get possessed by spirits sometimes. But full-fledged mediums can stay in total control of a session, and they can send the spirit away anytime they want. Oh, I take it you can do that too, Miss Faye? Of course! It's a cinch for the new and improved Mystic Maya Faye, a spirit medium. That's strange. You seem like the same old childish Maya to me. I'll show you, childish Nick.
Hold it!
So you wouldn't channel spirits for unseemly purposes? Of course not. Spirit channeling is my bread and butter. I take a lot of pride in my work. It's like, would you use your legal skills to commit a crime, Apollo? Well, until finger pointing and objecting become deadly, I don't see how they can be used. Wow, you're a regular Mr. Smarty Pants, just like Nick. Always at the ready with some sarcastic comeback. I think I'll save my mini objections for after the trial. Yes, please. Anyway, I'd never go along with something like murder. Though I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with, such as... It sounds to me like you're trying to hide something, Miss Faye. Didn't anyone teach you about respecting boundaries, Apollo? It's really rude to pry into a person's private affairs. Sorry. I didn't realize,
Wait, we're in a court of law!
Yeah, I know.
And what was all that about me being rude? I'm just doing my job. So please, just tell me, what
All
exactly
ball,
are you
kick him in
hiding?
the ball.
Oh my god!
Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say.
You made a promise to Dirk?
Mm-hmm. A pretty big one.
I think this is about all you're going to get out of her.
Yeah.
Maya seems really confused, but you can't blame her for not knowing what happened. True. After all, first she was kidnapped and now she's wrapped up in a murder case. We'll have to fill her in as she gives her testimony.
Okay, then let's press here and we'll tell her everything.
You've been asleep ever since you were rescued from the tomb, correct?
Mm-hmm. I was exhausted after being held captive for so long.
That must have been terrible. Maya, Minister Inga didn't do anything to you, did he?
Oh, no, it wasn't like that. On the contrary, I asked him for all sorts of things.
Like what?
Like, I'm really craving burgers, and I'll die if I miss an episode of The Plumed Punisher. I'd be like a brat and edit me a TV and even a few burgers from someplace. I see, you're taking the rarity approach to being held hostage. He was surprisingly nice to me.
Huh? Are you sure we're talking about the same guy here?
He may have loomed large, but he was unexpectedly easy to push around. Even though he's the one who is responsible for pushing those execution papers, though. No, that... approving executions was simply his preferred method of stress relief.
With a wife like her, he was probably really pushing them through out of fear.
That's true. She's been kidding. I'm trying to think. It's definitely happened before.
I'm beginning to see why he wanted to stage a coup.
In any case, my time in captivity wasn't so bad, but of all the things that happened... I know I didn't channel Minister Inga.
Are you sure about that?
Maybe you just don't remember channeling him. Don't remember? I may be 28, but I'm not senile, you know.
Something's not right here. Miss Faye, you were confined to Amara's tomb the whole time, is that correct?
Yes, but I wasn't conscious the whole time. Maybe. Possible kidnapping. Spiritual kidnapping. Her soul was kidnapped. Her body was kidnapped. Her mind was hijacked? I don't know how to say it.
Okay, then let me ask you something. Did you ever see Nana in the tomb? Dressed as Dirk?
Huh? Is this some kind of joke? I think I'd remember if I saw something as crazy as that.
Well, so I doubt anyone would carry out a crime like that right in front of a potential witness. I hate when he's right.
Enough! The witness is denying that she channeled any spirits. Further questioning is pointless. It appears your little fiction has been soundly exposed for what it is. You should listen to her, Apollo. I don't even know why you suspected me in the first place. I mean, you don't have any evidence of me channeling Minister Inga, do you?
Oh, evidence, huh?
There's no point in even thinking about it, really. I don't use anything special to channel spirits, so there wouldn't be anything left behind.
That's true. It's like when she channeled the High Priest, all Maya needs is her own body. If the defense has no evidence to offer, I will have to end this cross-examination.
What now? Even if she doesn't use any special items to do the channeling itself. You'd think there would be something to complete the deception.
Is there any proof that Justice Minister Inga was channeled?
This? Maybe the gemstone? Or the butterfly pendant? Or, the gemstone? Yes? You bet there is. Really?
Well now.
You're bluffing, I take it? I'll be fine. If we're right, then there must be some sort of proof to back us up. Time to do some serious thinking, Apollo Justice. Okay, we know that when Rafa saw her father, he wasn't dressed like Miss Faye, right? Right, because if he was, Rafa would have immediately known he was being channeled. So that means he was dressed in his usual suit when Rafa saw him. Good thinking, Apollo. This might be the perfect angle to attack from.
Alright, let's have an answer from the defense. What proof do you have that Miss Maya Faye channeled Justice Minister Inga?
Because they would have burned the clothes afterwards in the thing.
Is that a gemstone?
We found this among the ashes of one of the tomb's incense burners. Does this gemstone ring any bells, Your Eminence? What? What was that doing in the tomb? Ah, so you do recognize it. But then, as his wife, how could you not recognize this gemstone button from your husband's jacket? Huh? I don't get where you're going with this. Channeling Minister Inga alone wouldn't be enough to fool someone like Princess Rafa, especially if he were wearing your clothes. So you would have had to change into the minister's clothes before channeling him. Ah! Miss Faye, you used the minister's clothes as cover while going from his room to the tomb, where you burned them once you no longer needed them. What? Uh-oh. She seems genuinely surprised by that, Apollo. Miss Faye. Yes? Do you know my husband's name? It was, Inga Karkul Krain, right? That is correct, in part. But there's more. Much more. Inga Karkul Hakol Disnam Biani. Hold on. I have to try this. I have to give it a shot. Inga Karkul Hakol Disnam Biani Lagam Ormo Pofis Danit Aredi is Krain the Third. I feel like I was doing so well up until I fucked it up. That's his true name. Could it be any longer? Due to its length, only a portion of it was ever made public. So, Miss Faye, did you know his true name? No, I mean, how could I? Precisely. Yet the medium must know both the face and true name of the one she seeks to channel. So then, Miss Faye couldn't have channeled Minister Inga? That's what I've been saying this whole time. Why would I want to randomly channel some old guy I didn't know? And didn't like, thanks to that last trial. I can't believe this. Apollo, I really don't think Maya's lying. However, your line of reasoning still seems credible to me. I agree, but there's something tripping us up in the details. Maybe we're working off some wrong assumption again. Apollo, I was thinking... Yes? Since I didn't channel Mr. Inga, is it possible that someone else did? Someone else? But who else could it have been? I haven't thought that far yet. Such chatter is without merit. Let us move on, shall we? I don't care what Garan says. I'm going to figure this out. If it wasn't Miss Faye and the Queen has an alibi, then... Apollo, forget about who's capable of channeling spirits for a second. I should consider the circumstances around the channeling, right? Right. We know Rafa saw her father come running out of his private quarters. He was being channeled at the time. Who could it have been? It had to have been someone who was in Inga's private quarters. Well, I'm waiting, defense. And you know how much I despise waiting. Yes, but there's someone else besides Miss Faye who could have channeled Mr. Inga. There's just one more person, and they were in Inga's private quarters. That person's our only hope now. So the defense believes there was another. Let's have your very serious answer then. With pleasure. Horn Devil! Who could have channeled Minister Inga?
Take that!
The old lady. Nana. Your Eminence said it yourself. That's right. Nana never did go into the tomb that day. Instead, she entered my husband's private quarters. How do you know? It's quite simple. A shoe prints were discovered in Inga's private quarters. A shoe prints that belonged to Nana. And then there's her benevolence statement. She said that Nana disappeared right after she entered Minister Inga's private quarters. The room from which Minister Inga himself came running out of not long afterwards. You are not seriously suggesting? It's the only thing that makes sense. Nana channeled Minister Inga and left his private quarters thereafter. That's why no one has seen her since. And why only the minister's shoe prints were found outside his residence. We're solving all the cases. We're figuring out the mysteries. No way! That's gotta be it. Nana must have somehow channeled the minister. All of the circumstantial evidence has fallen into place. You can't ignore it anymore. You can't claim Nana isn't connected to this case somehow. In light of this, the defense calls Nana to the stand. I think Garan is very purposely trying to not get Nana on the stand because she knows that Nana is her sister.
Oh, well, Your Eminence.
Very well, then. Let us call Nana to testify. Yes! Now we can finally crack this case wide open.
Let us adjourn while the witness is summoned.
There is no need. Nana is in the waiting lobby. What? Nana's here? I thought she'd gone missing. It seems she was feeling unwell and suddenly wished to rest undisturbed. But a concern for Rafa brought her here today. She took time off without Rafa's knowledge or consent? I'm betting there's more to her disappearing act than meets the eye, Apollo. It's because she's the other person. Hi, Nana. It's good to see you again. Do you have your headdress or to spare? You... No? No? Yes? No?
Miss Nana, do you understand why you have been summoned here today?
Your hair is just out. That's new. Yes, of course. Oh, we've never actually heard her talk, have we? I just realized we've never actually heard her talk. Yeah, normally she hides all that in her hat. Wild. Her Eminence has informed me that this man here suspects I have committed a crime. Oh, this is Nana. That's quite the hairdo. Although I will say... I suppose I'm not as old as I had thought. If this hornhead nincompoop would take me for a criminal... Wow, Rafa really does talk just like you. Rafa really does talk just like you. I see where she learned it. Nincompoop. Isn't that Rafa's favorite insult? I guess Nana rubbed off on her, what with all the time they spend together. You there, young hornhead. Yes? You're accusing me of slaying Minister Inga and channeling his spirit, yes? What an active imagination you have. Young folk are so wonderfully open-minded. Thanks? Just take the compliment, Justice. Just take the compliment.
Now then, will the witness please proceed with her testimony? This court wishes to know if you did or did not channel Minister Inga in his private quarters. There's a ridiculous request that I'm asking of you. Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. Continue.
Oh, she's just a kindly old lady, nothing to worry about. Don't you ever worry about a thing. I'm no spirit medium, Sonny. I was feeling under the weather yesterday and decided to rest these weary bones. Besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not possibly be an honorable spirit medium. Only members of the royal family can learn the art of spirit channeling here in Crane. After Queen Amara's passing, Her Eminence Queen Garan is the only spirit medium left. If you believe a medium to be the culprit, it would have to be that young lass Maya Fey. And there you have it. It seems we have summoned her for nothing. Only those of the royal bloodline have the power of spirit channeling. And a servant such as Nana could channel spirits is a most unamusing jest. On the surface, anyway. But our line of reasoning has led us to this end, that Nana channeled Inga's spirit.
Alright, the defense may now question the witness.
Okay. I think the people from Maya's village, Korean village, are descended from who I believe to be the Holy Mother. Straight up. So, yes, kind of. I was feeling under the weather yesterday, and decided to rest these weary bones. Oh, right. Besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not possibly be an honorable spirit medium. Hold it! Hold it! Here you are the head servant, isn't that right? Are you suggesting that my position affords me the ability to channel spirits? Since you're the head servant to a family of channelers, I'd say it's plausible. If you wanted to, it's not impossible for you to learn through exposure. I think not, for that goes against the very underpinning findings of the Kingdom of Krain. To become a spirit medium requires a noble spirit and rigorous training. But most importantly, one must be a direct descendant of the founder. It is not simply some hobby one can take up in the manner of knitting and gardening. So commoners could never become a medium, no matter how hard they tried. And that is common knowledge to all who are born and raised here, young hornhead. Only members of the royal family can learn the art of spirit channeling. And are you not part of the royal family? Ah, here we go. She's not dead. She ain't dead. We know she ain't dead. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but she's not dead.
Objection!
Okay, so I presented what makes sense in terms of a direct contradiction, except I don't know how to make it make sense in the larger context of this case.
Well, is the defense going to follow up its loud objection with a sound explanation?
Oh, sorry. How do I put this? I believe there's a problem with Nana's testimony.
Go on.
She asserted that she could not possibly be a spirit medium because, in Krain, only members of the royal family can learn how to channel spirits.
I fail to see the problem in that statement's defense.
Hold on, I'm getting to it, your majesty. Nana stated an absolute falsehood, since we know that Amara is still alive. At the same time, circumstantial evidence points to Nana channeling Inga. After all, just after she entered his private quarters, Inga came running out screaming, despite having been killed at 2 p.m. He's putting together the pieces. That would mean that Nana channeled Inga, even though supposedly only those of the royal family are capable of doing so. Wait. Is it too late to ask for a refund on my trip down the rabbit hole? Mr. Wright, you may think I've lost my mind with this bluff, but if I can at least establish the possibility, I think it'll give us the break we need. Wait a second. Are you going to propose what I think you are? Yes, it's a huge risk, but I think there's a chance I can prove it. Will the court please take a look at this photo? This photo's very existence, to say nothing of the person in it, contradicts the witness's claim that Queen Garan is the only remaining spirit medium Karain. Hold, devil! You mustn't! Oh, but I must. Under these circumstances, the outcome of this trial depends on it. But you already knew that, didn't you, Your Eminence?
Will the defense please explain who was shown in the photograph?
The person in this photo is the previous queen, Amara Sigatar Karain. Contrary to popular belief, she was never assassinated. In fact, she's very much alive.
What? But that's nonsense!
Take a good look at the law book in this photo, Your Majesty. The mark of the dragon branded on it could only have been placed there after Queen Amara's supposed assassination. Queen Amara's still alive? Has the lawyer gone mad?
While I personally find it hard to believe, I will allow the defense to continue. You may proceed, defense.
Queen Amara's death was staged to keep her safe from her would-be killer. Or at least that's what she was. Yet according to Dirk, she's actually being held captive somewhere. But the real truth is that Queen Amara is not being held in confinement. Rather, she walks freely among us. Here, in this very courtroom today!
But how?
Hi, you have a problem with me saying that your mother's in this room?
Do not be deceived, your majesty. The red pepper, skilled in weaving plausible lies, is the cunning lawyerly art known as bluffing. But knowing this, there is no need to fear his forked tongue.
That's where you're wrong, prosecutor. Because you'll be quaking in your boots soon enough.
Is that so?
It's my turn, Aida, to wake you up to the truth right before your eyes. Queen Amara is still very much alive and has been disguising herself as...
Take that!
Nana!
But that's...
This is the simplest and cleanest explanation for everything we've covered so far. No, that's Kingdom Hearts. We're not playing that right now. Simple and clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight. The person who killed Minister Inga. Someone with intimate knowledge of the divination seance. The medium who channeled the minister in order to mask the real time of his death. Condense these traits into one person and you get a spirit medium of royal blood. And that person is none other than you, Nana. Your true identity is the former Queen Amara and the killer we've been looking for all along.
What?
Objection.
Now you just say hello to your mom.
Have you finally lost your mind, Mr. Justice? What you say is beyond blasphemous, even in the depths of hell.
Oh my, such frightening allegations.
Indeed, and absolutely ludicrous to boot. Her eminence, Queen Amara, yet lives. And is actually Miss Nana here. You have truly gone off the deep end.
You don't have to take my word for it. In fact, a certain someone can help me prove it. Your Eminence! If Queen Amara truly is dead, you should be able to channel her spirit right here, right now. Isn't that correct?
I can deny it no longer.
The lawyer speaks the truth. Elena, the woman who stands here before us, is Amara, the former queen believed to have perished 23 years ago.
Call!
Oh my goodness, the queen's alive! Huzzah! Yay! Everyone be happy. Something doesn't feel right. This is wrong. Finally. We finally got Inga's real killer on the stand. Something about that part seems wrong though. Nana, no. Amara Sigatar Crane. Please drop the axe and tell us what really happened. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, dearie me. I guess I shouldn't have underestimated the power of youth. Well done, young hornhead. What the? Hello? Ma'am? Magical girl transformation? Hello? Oh my god! Whoa! I was getting tired of masquerading as an old woman anyways. It has been far too long since I last greeted you, good people of Karain. It is I, Amara Sigatar Karain, your former queen.
Queen Amara!
Whoa! Oh wow, he had his breakdown moment already. What are we objecting to? Is it the fact that she's too hot for this world? I can see why Dirk went for her. X, Y, all this other stuff. And I thought Garon's makeover was extreme.
Can it really be true? You are alive and well!
It is true. I feel as if I've been called back from the Twilight Realm. I fear I've caused all of you a great deal of distress. Amara, I'm sorry I was unable to keep your secret any longer. I hope you can forgive me. It is quite alright, Garan. I am safe now. But Dirk, that blackguard who threatened my life, will be recaptured soon. Okay, wait. No. No, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. There's a problem. Something's wrong. Now I'm sad. Something's wrong and I'm sad. Wrong and sad and bad. I do not conceal my identity any longer.
Queen Amara! What does this all mean? Were you not killed in that fire 23 years ago?
I barely escaped that blaze of my life. But though I survived, I knew that the scoundrel would make further attempts on my life. Do you think she's lying to protect... Therefore, I say to my death and abdicated the throne to my dear youngest sister, Gran.
I feel like she's lying about the building of that great tomb and disguising yourself as a lowly servant. Why would you do such a thing?
Gran, I would have you explain. My wish for her to be close at hand. It was the only way I thought I could protect her. Liars, the both of you. And it was the best way to hide her from the eyes of the public. After all, who could conceive of Amara lowering her station to that of a servant? She's got that right. Even Dirk thought Amara was being held captive in some far-off place. He never even guessed she was living as a servant, right in plain sight. I must say, a life dedicated to the servitude of others is not the least bit disagreeable. It is a quiet, humble existence, far removed from the tedium of regal duties. Ah, but those days of peace have ended. And it's all because of you, Hornhead. You should consider yourself lucky if that's all this ends with. Oh, incredibly. She did a whole, like, magical girl transformation. She cocooned herself in ribbons. It was crazy. If there's something you wish to say, then say it. It doesn't matter who you are. You won't escape the crime you committed. The defense moves to indict you as Justice Minister Inga's real killer. Something is very not right. She's very much going along with Garon's idea of... Goddamn, we still don't have the goddamn piece of paper of, hey, here are his goddamn plans to assassinate someone.
You would accuse Queen Amara of homicide? Can you even do that? Is that allowed? A Grand Priestess of Kiranism? You can't do that. She's virtually a goddess in the eyes of her people.
If you commit the crime, you'd better be ready to do the time. Be you a priest, saint, queen, or god?
I've never met such an egalitarian person.
Queen Amara, in your years disguised as Nana, you would have learned about Minister Inga's disorder, so you knew you could dress in Dirk's clothes to forge a convincing seance vision. Isn't that right? What a curious character you are. You would label me a murderer. Me, the one who the people regarded as the reincarnation of the Holy Mother herself. You may be a grand figure in Kuranism. Okay, because we already know things, there's a certain person that she's protecting. Hey, look, there's a little baby here, and if she doesn't play along with the lies, that little baby might be in trouble. The little baby might get killed. You may be a grand figure in Curranism, but as a foreigner, you're just another suspect to me. It would appear your words are not in jest. Am I to suffer the sullying of my good name with accusations of murder most foul?
Release Queen Amara. Forgive his impudence. The lawyer knows not what he speaks.
Fear not, good magistrate, for this is the sacred hall of justice. Though I am a grand priestess on this stage, I am but a witness like any other. I shall face his accusations with grace and benevolence.
Your compassion overfloweth, your mercifulness.
Oh, young lawyer, in my benevolence I must warn you that your assertion suffers from a tragic flaw.
There's a flaw.
Now you there? Yes, your mercifulness, mother. Who was present in the tomb when the murder was discovered?
Dirk Sarmadi, Maya Fey, and the victim, Minister Inga.
I see. That is a fatal flaw indeed. It appears Queen Amara couldn't possibly have gone to the tomb as Minister Inga.
What? Why not?
Do not keep the defense waiting, Nayuta. Explain how wrong he truly is. Yes, your mercifulness. Her benevolence, Princess Rafa, saw Minister Inga enter the tomb around 2:30 p.m. Yet you, the defense, claim the person she saw was the minister being channeled by Queen Amara. Here's the thing, once again, Queen Amara was just in her own sarcophagus. The end, straight up. However, if her mercifulness had channeled him and moved to the tomb, and then once she was done channeling, Queen Amara would have re-emerged and been left stuck in the tomb. Oh yeah, as she tried to exit before you all arrived. A Princess Rafa, who had been looking down upon the courtyard, would have seen her. However, her benevolence saw nothing of the sort. In conclusion, Queen Amara could not have left the tomb without being observed. And yet, was she there in the tomb when the murder was discovered, defense? Not that you know of. No, she wasn't. Now do you see? Your flimsy claim has been uprooted like a sapling in a flood. Well, that was entertaining. Prosecutor Sodmadi, assume the prosecution of this case and clear your mother's good name. You wish for me to take over? Yes, prosecute your father to save your mother. Cruelty! Absolute cruelty! What a poignant fate you bear, but bear it you must. You are evil! Evil, madam! Are you ready? Yes, your eminence. And there you have it, your majesty. I shall watch the rest of the proceedings from the sidelines. I relinquish complete control of the sacred hall to your authority once more. Do you think that because she said this, she's boning herself shortly in the future? Now that she's given up control.
Oh, why, thank you, your eminence. Now then, your mercifulness, your testimony, if you please.
She's absolutely screwing herself over by saying that. I mean, she can just reclaim control, and she probably will try, but everyone else will be like, bitch? Bitch? Bitch say what? Now I shall destroy your utterly absurd and barbarous theory. I was not anywhere near the tomb following the murder. Were your theory correct, I would have been in the tomb once I had stopped channeling. My husband Dirk is the killer, but he has fled from this sacred hall. May the Holy Mother rain judgment upon the traitor Dirk Sadmadi for his crimes.
Oh, such marvelous testimony! You are truly a treasure, your mercifulness.
This too is but by the grace of her holiness. No doubt my unmasking here today was her will as well.
Oh my! The Holy Mother, you say?
Yes, surely her holiness has guided me to this witness stand. What the hell? What Disney princess-esque motherfucking shit is going on here? Why does that tiger's eyes scare me? I don't like the eyes on that tiger. And to the purity of truth. Seriously, look at this tiger. Look at it. There's something wrong. There is something very wrong with this tiger. I can't look away. It scares, it looks painted on, is what it is. Everything about this tiger just looks painted on. Like the squirrel and the birds.
Excuse me? Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry.
And
Mommy?
the deer look great.
Sorry.
The tiger
Mommy?
just-
Sorry.
She's got the eye of the tiger. Anyways. God, that's a good song. I haven't heard that in a long time. Oh, how magnificent! Queen Amara, the Holy Mother's messenger here on earth. Praise be for Queen Amara. Blessings, blessings upon her mercifulness. Night right now.
Now then, the defense may question the witness. But remember, she is a grand priestess, so disrespect will not be tolerated. That means no pointing out conflicts, inconsistencies, or any other flaws in her testimony.
Isn't that my job, though? Isn't that my job? My job? To point out the flaws? Your utterly absurd and barbarous theory. Were your theory correct, I would have been in the tomb once I had stopped channeling. I'll admit you weren't in the tomb after the murder. Very good, but that very truth refutes your theory. Even if I had channeled Minister Inga and entered the tomb, the moment I ceased channeling him, I would have re-emerged at the crime scene. Precisely. As you said yourself, Defense, Queen Omara was not there after the murder. The only living souls in the tomb at that time were Dirk Swordmuddy and Maya Fey. Be it in this life or the next, there is no escaping such simple truths. Well, maybe you were hiding inside the sarcophagus. After all, it does technically belong to you. I bet you'd have no trouble opening it. If I had been in there, I could not be here today. For the tomb has been under constant surveillance since the murder. I would have never been able to leave. I guess not. Unless you channeled a royal guard? No, I guess not. If I might ask, what's in that sarcophagus anyway? You're still alive, so... Honestly, there is despair, sadness, hatred, and malice. Only one brave enough to see the truth hidden deep within could discover the final hope, my continued corporeality. You completely lost me, but I feel like I feel like you could draw out of that hey, if you look in the sarcophagus, there's some actual like truth within the truth shit going on that she wants you to see. In other words, it's empty, but no one dared to open it because they were too scared of the curse. Now, we dispense with your theory. It is as empty as my sarcophagus. Or your theory correct?
Hold it!
There must be a reason why he had to make his escape today. A reason? Perhaps. Perhaps what? Perhaps to conceal himself and lie in wait for another chance to claim my life.
What's this?
Ah, damn it. Shit. Fuck.
Objection!
No, it's definitely not like that, your mercifulness. First of all, you don't really believe he's trying to kill you, do you? After all, you two ran off together after he rescued you all those years ago. That was only because he had the audacity to claim it wasn't me. You must believe me. It was my duty as a wife to her husband. To bend an ear to him, was it not? You had a second child together 14 years ago. Communication after disagreement is the secret to a long and happy marriage. Sure, I guess. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Don't ask me. I've never been married. The closest I've got is Edgeworth. Well, the closest I've got is Gavin, and who knows where the fuck that guy is. He's on tour somewhere. I never see him. Well, that is why I listened to Dirk. However, he didn't have a shred of evidence to support his claim. It grieves me to admit it, but my husband truly did try to murder me. We know that that's a lie, because this baby, that's a fresh baby. This is a very fresh baby. That ain't no Nayuda. That's a fresh baby.
That's quite enough. It's abundantly clear that Queen Amara's testimony is flawless.
Do you understand now, lawyer? This is bad. The judge didn't want to let me cross-examine her much longer. Amara should have been in the tomb after the minister's murder, but she wasn't. I don't get it. How did she just vanish from the scene of the crime like that? It shouldn't be possible for normal people to... For normal people. Maybe... Maybe what? Your Majesty, I think I can explain why Queen Amara wasn't there in the tomb after the murder.
Very well, defense. Do explain, but please be aware that I no longer believe a word you say.
I believe it was accomplished through a method only she is capable of. And by using this special method, it would be possible for her to literally disappear.
Well, don't keep us waiting. Let's hear it. How did Queen Amara disappear from the tomb?
All she had to do was channel someone, and then she could easily disappear from the scene of the crime. After all, she will literally be someone else.
Why, I believe that actually makes sense.
What do you have to say to that, Queen Amara? You believe that I, a Grand Priestess, would use the sacred power of spirit channeling to commit murder? Whoa! Scary. That was terrifying. What the?
Mercy, your mercifulness. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Please don't do that again. Oops. How dare you spew such vile blasphemy, defense? You will retract your statement or face imminent execution.
Oh no! Oh no! She's found me! Queen Amara, no! Please! No, good Majesty, it is quite alright. Canonism also teaches that we must respond at all times with reasoned principle. Therefore, I shall offer a measured response to his blasphemous accusation. You have something to counter with? Indeed. Now, are you listening? It would not have been possible to simply vanish by means of spirit channeling. After all, it would require a deceased person to channel. However, there was only one murder victim in the tomb. And that was Minister Inga. The only others were there right after his murder were Dirk and Miss Faye. Had I channeled Inga as you allege, well, the outcome would have been quite odd, to say the least. For there, beside the dead minister, a living, breathing one would have appeared. I never said you channeled Inga. Even if I had been in the tomb, there was no one to channel except the deceased minister. So you see, I could not have vanished by means of spirit channeling. That's true, but I can't rule it out yet. Because, well, what if there was another victim?
I'm in danger!
No, we're not. We're fine. Everything's okay. We got this. Someone we haven't identified yet. How absurd. If you channeled someone other than Minister Inga, you could have used their identity to disappear from the tomb. Another victim? Queen Amara, please add your last statement to your testimony. This could explain everything. Wait. Hold on. Is Nina actually a ghost? Was Nina a ghost this whole time? Was Nina always dead? No, that doesn't sound right. Hmm. Wasn't there some sign of another victim there in the tomb? Yes, the bullets and the gun. And yet, why do I sense I'm not going to like what I'm about to find out? Minister Inga was the sole victim. There was no other spirit to channel until he was dead. Because that's right, there was blood and there was... Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! What if Dirk's already dead? Dirk's already dead! His blood! His blood! No! Father, no! Father, no! That's why he had to run, because he had to, because that's why, oh my god, oh my god, I understand everything now, it all makes sense. Everything makes sense, everything fucking makes sense all of a sudden. Because Dirk disappeared, and she reappeared, and she disappeared, and he appeared, all at the same fucking time. The fuzziness! The fuzziness! He didn't remember anything for those 20 minutes. Unfortunately, we can't do angry eyes with this model. This is the only one that doesn't have it. I'm sorry. Also, I'm not angry. I'm just losing my mind. There was no other spirit to channel until he was dead.
Objection!
I figured it out. Our dear old dad is already dead. I can't believe I'm presenting this. But it proves that there was another victim. Still, the only ones there at the scene of the crime were Maya, Dirk, and the deceased Minister Inga. No, it can't be.
Would the defense care to share something with us?
Queen Amara, you knew, didn't you? Whatever are you talking about? If you won't tell this court, then I will.
Well, don't keep us waiting.
This case includes a second victim. One of the two people found alive in the tomb after the minister's murder was actually already dead. But a second victim, Apollo? Queen Amara, after you channeled Minister Inga and moved to the tomb, you vanished from the scene of the crime by channeling the other victim. That explains why no one found you after the murder was discovered. Oh, you putrid Pepper. Of all the half-witted buffoonery to come tumbling from your lips. But suppose I indulge you and play along with your little delusion. Tell me, Mr. Justice, who was the other victim? We're about to turn this case on its head. There's no way this can be true. But... no, I can't stop now. If this is the truth, it's the only way forward to solving this case. The other victim who Queen Amara channeled was... Dirk Sadmati.
Listen, son. Even if you manage to prove me innocent tomorrow, I don't have long to live. There is no escaping now that death now that it has its sights set on me.
He knew that he was being Dirk knew everything, but he couldn't bring himself to tell me.
I have one more big secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did.
He couldn't accuse the love of his life. The sad truth is, the other victim channeled by Amara was...
Take that!
What? You can't... That's not possible! The defendant, Dirk Sadmati, is the one Queen Amara channeled. He's the other victim! This is insanity! Pokun Call! Apollo, what are you... Do you realize what you're proposing?
Objection!
I demand an explanation, Mr. Justice. I don't know when or why Dirk was murdered, but the facts and evidence speak for themselves. Has anyone actually seen Maya in the tomb? Yes, because she was tied up? She was tied up there, wasn't she? This is where they've led me. I see. After Inga's murder, Dirk and Maya were the only ones in the tomb. But if one of them was actually dead and being channeled by Amara. But it can't be, can it? Dirk's bloodstain at the scene of the crime was the clincher for me. He wasn't even injured, so how could he have possibly bled that much? The only logical explanation is Dirk had also been murdered.
Objection.
That's enough. Your explanation cannot be the truth, and you would not dare to claim to have proof to support your assertion. Nayuda, I wish it weren't true. I wish with all my heart that I'm wrong. But as much as I don't want to believe it, yes, I can prove it. Dirk's killer must have hidden his body. It would have to be somewhere nobody would ever look. And there's only one such place. You truly have proof? The fastest way would be to actually have someone go check the tomb. Go check the tomb? But why? Because I believe Dirk's killer hid his body here.
Take that!
You would suggest Queen Amara's sarcophagus, the only place in the tomb that no one would dare to look. Plus, a killer would soon become trapped by hiding in there. But a body, well, that's a horse of a different color. Which means... Ugh.
I believe we must search the sarcophagus at once! Your Eminence! Being the Queen Amara yet to live, I trust we may now open it.
If we must. Your Majesty, I believe Detective Sky is still there at the tomb. Let us contact her at once and have her conduct a full investigation into the matter. Hi, Emma!
Now then, Detective Sky, your report if you please.
Hi, Emma. Hi, Apollo. Hi, Phoenix. I'll start with my findings. Please, please, please let me be wrong about this. I just want things to be as they were. Emma, come on, please. The search of the sarcophagus, please don't say it. Revealed a body that appears to be several days old. A body? Detective Sky, tell me it wasn't Dirk. Tell me my whole theory was completely off base. Please. Please. I can't lose another father. I have a photo of the body, and I have possibly identified it as... Don't, please. Dirk Sadmati. Dirk! No! Cough, cough. Why? Why did this have to happen? Excellent time. Damn it, Dirk! Answer me! Oh, can this be? The traitorous snake, the very head of the insurgency, murdered. Oh, what a joyous day! And those fools shouting for change and revolution will finally return to whatever rocks they crawled out from under. Nayuta? Are you okay? Your dad's dead? And I'm sorry that to tell you, and it seems like your mother is involved. If anything, this is gonna piss off the insurrectionists more. Ugh. What? What was I even fighting for? Apollo. But what am I supposed to do now? The dragon never yields? Son. Never yields. A dragon never yields.
Lawyer. Should never look the way you do right now. A dragon never yields. Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get to the truth.
But, Dirk, what if the truth is that you're...
Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with the truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son, after all.
You believed in me that much, Dirk? Dirk, I think I finally understand. Oh yeah, no, they 100% knew each other. They're brothers. Or at least they were raised as such. They can't yield. Not now, not ever. The minister died a few days ago. The minister, I think the implication... So, because... No, it was yesterday. Hold on. No, that doesn't make sense. It's possible that they might say... Well, you know what we're going to learn? My brain immediately goes to, well, if it's temperature controlled like they say, and it really is cold, then perhaps it'll appear several days old, but regardless, it's Dirk. But, like, we'll see. Not after Dirk believed in me, despite knowing what was about to happen. Besides, Dirk left me with two things I must do. Are you alright, Apollo? Sorry about that, Mr. Wright. But I'm fine now! Apollo? Detective Sky! Yes? How sure are you that the body's been there for a few days? You're right, they are bringing up this point. I'm positive. No autopsy's been performed yet, but I'd say it's been at the least 3 days. Okay. Okay, so yesterday was Inga's murder. But a couple days ago was... We were still in the other country. Wait. Was he with us the whole... Wait, Dirk was dead before Apollo ever saw him again? Wait, no. Was he dead the whole time? Oh my god. Was he? That doesn't make sense. No, that can't be because Maya was channeling Dirk. That's why, so that Amara could still be Nana with Rafa. So, oh my god. In other words, okay, so the Dirk, they fucking, okay. So in other words, what I'm hearing is Maya channeling Dirk ran into the tomb, dropped it, and then fucking, and then Amara dropped Inga and became Dirk, and Maya was just Maya. It's been at least 3 days. Wait on. I'm positive. No autopsy has been performed yet, but I'd say it's at least 3 days. Fortunately, the low temperature inside the sarcophagus kept it from decaying. I think she probably dropped it willingly after Dirk and Amara had a conversation. They probably talked for a bit, meeting for the first time in years, and then they dropped things. But you're right, 100%. She was channeling for multiple days in a row. Oh, and the chest area bore 3 gunshot wounds from a small caliber weapon. Inga! Minister Inga killed Dirk and put him in the sarcophagus. I believe they are the cause of death. Maya... That's a good question. Maya wasn't a hostage? Unless Inga didn't know that she had gotten out? Maybe with Amara's help? At least 3 days, huh? That means Dirk was already dead by the time he came to visit me back in the States. Then who was channeling him? I think it would have to be someone who could get into and stay in the US without arousing... That's right! I was so confused! I was so confused how the fuck Dirk got into the States without anyone noticing. How the fuck did he get in? It was Maya. This is insane. It also had a solid cover story so they wouldn't be seen as missing. I believe this is who was channeling Dirk when I saw him in the States.
Take that!
Maya? Oh, I see. She was being held hostage at the time, so it seemed only natural that she wasn't around. Right. And do you remember what she said earlier? So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding? Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say. You made a promise to Dirk? Mm-hmm. A pretty big one. Dirk didn't want his own death to be known. The other members of the Defiant Dragons would lose all hope if they found out. And that would snuff out the flames of revolution for good. Miss Faye, Dirk told you to keep quiet about this, didn't he? I guess it's no use hiding it anymore. Yes, I promise not to tell. Dirk made me promise before he died. So I was right then. Apollo. There's something I need to tell you. It's about, you know, Dirk's final moments. I'm listening, Miss Faye. What happened in his final moments? It was soon after I was kidnapped. Dirk paid me a visit in that tomb where I was being held captive. I'd say it was a few days before Minister Inga's murder.
Hey, young lady. Time to get you up and out of here.
It's that revolutionary guy.
I'm here to rescue you.
You are? Why?
I figured things were a little too quiet with that stamp-sucking scumbag, so I started digging around. That's when I found out you'd been abducted.
But why would a rebel help me? Let's go before it's too late. It already is. It already is for you, pal. I forgot that I made him like this, see? I mean, he's got the cigar, and he has C and pal, see? A long time no see, you rebel blowhard. Inga, I know you're up to something, and I'm going to find out what. No hesitation, just... Huh. Yeah, right in the lung. That's bad. Ugh. That's got a smart. You become a real thorn in my side, see? So it's time for you to be pushing up daisies. Gah. Dirk! So, did you really think a pea shooter like that could kill a dragon? What the? That one missed. Oh, what are you, some kind of freak? Let's delish. And that's when he shot the statue. The 4-shot missed. Dirk was shot several times, but he barely even flinched. He sacrificed himself for me. These ropes. I've got to help you.
Relax. It's going to be okay. Sorry things turned out this way. But it doesn't look like I have much longer.
No, don't say that.
You're a spirit medium, aren't you? Well, when I'm gone, I want you to channel my spirit.
Stop it! Don't give up like that!
If you do, untying a rope like that'll be child's play.
No! Please, hang in there. You can still make it.
Promise. Promise me. One thing, young lady. It's about my son.
Dirk was talking about you, Apollo. He said he wanted to see you one last time. So he asked me to return to the US and channel his spirit. He really said that? Mm-hmm. He also said he'd been meaning to visit you for years, but kept putting it off. And that this was his last chance. You just show up here without warning after all this time. What gives?
I came all this way to see you, son. Come, rejoice.
Right. Why don't you tell me the real reason you're here? Dirk, you really did come to the US because you wanted to see me. I guess this means it was Inga that hid Dirk's body in the sarcophagus after Maya left the tomb. Apollo, you can't stop now. Dirk would want you to keep pressing on. Why am I about to cry? Help me! Help me! I know, Miss Faye, and I won't disappoint him.
Defense, if you are ready to proceed, I would first have you answer this. Do you believe the accused's death will impact what we know about this case?
Yes, and I believe I can explain everything now.
Very well. Your explanation, please.
Dirk entered the tomb at 3 p.m., the time the hostage exchange was to take place. Or rather, Dirk, as channeled by Miss Faye, did. Now, by the time he entered the tomb at 3 p.m., Minister Inga was already dead. I say that because we know the minister was murdered at 2 p.m. Anyways. But there was someone else in there. This person was already hiding in the tomb, waiting to channel Dirk in place of Miss Faye. It was you, wasn't it? The fact of the matter is, Queen Amara killed Minister Inga at 2 p.m. She then went to his private quarters and channeled his spirit. The minister, thinking he was going to be late, hurried to the tomb for the hostage exchange. But once in the tomb, Queen Amara stopped channeling Minister Inga and hid herself. Then, when Dirk entered at 3 p.m., she snuck up from behind and forcibly drove Dirk's spirit out of Miss Faye's body. Drove his spirit out of her body? Impossible. Actually, there is a way to do that. With the Magatama of parting, that is. Using one, anyone could drive a spirit out of a person's body, even if it refused to leave. Are you telling me that the extra pale brown Magatama in the tomb was... I kind of forgot about that one. I'll be honest, I forgot about that Magatama. But it was... That's right, Prosecutor Submati. And you've seen one in action before. Forgot about the parting Magatama. You saw the glowing red Magatama sent the High Priest back to the Twilight Realm. And how it turned to spent pale brown afterwards. In other words, the brown Magatama found in its tomb looks that way because its power had been used up in pushing Dirk's spirit out of Miss Faye's body, right? I probably passed out as soon as Dirk's spirit left my body. I was exhausted after channeling him for so long, after all. After that, Queen Amara must have dressed Miss Faye in her usual outfit and tied her up. I'm not sure where she got that outfit, but we can assume she had it all planned out. Then, Queen Amara must have changed into Dirk's clothes, smeared blood onto them, picked up the knife, and channeled Dirk's spirit. That's how she made it look like Dirk had committed the crime. My question now is, why? Why would she pin Dirk's... Okay. Before we get to it, I'm trying to figure out why she would pin Dirk on Inga's murder. And my only guess is that it would very specifically lead to this outcome. 100%, so it would lead to this moment. And that's how she escaped, right under our noses. I don't know, Apollo. The whole thing still seems a bit far-fetched. Dirk, what was going through your mind while all this was unfolding? Or the Queen forced her to, yes. There's also that. The evil Garan could have also forced her into doing these things, or else children will be in trouble. What was going through your mind while all this was unfolding? So ultimately, it was all for naught. Who said that? Nayuda? Those dreams of revolution Dirk was always spouting. They placed nothing but false hope in the minds of the people. And in the end, they were simply fantasies. Nayuda, how can you... Akama has spoken. The dream of revolution has withered on the vine. Its fate is sealed. The other insurgents will soon wake from their shattered dreams. No! Dirk's dream can't die like this. I'm not going to sit back and let that happen! I can't! And I won't! Ayuda, don't forget that Dirk's been proven innocent. His name is no longer tainted by the charge of murder. Now the rebels and their sympathizers have been calling for his release. Can't be charged with abetting the accused. So the revolution is far from over. It's only just begun. No, Dirk has not yet been proven innocent. You have merely indicted the possibility of his innocence. What do you mean? Dirk is indeed dead. However, what if it was Dirk who killed Minister Inga while being channeled by Miss Faye? And while the crime could have occurred at 2 p.m., you have yet to substantively prove it. I feel like the noise thing over the phone is pretty substantial proof. I feel like that's pretty good proof. Or do you have conclusive proof that the time of Minister Inga's death was at 2 p.m.? I don't know. It feels like Okay, can we look at the phone? Can we look at the call history? Well, no, I don't, but... It seems further testimony will be acquired of me. As it would appear that I have fallen under suspicion, I would like to state my case. Prosecutor Salmati, the rebellion must be snuffed out once and for all. You must prove Dirk Salmati to be the foul murderer that he was. And every last insurgent and their sympathizers must be found guilty under the Defense Culpability Act. As you wish, Your Eminence. Why is Nayuda doing this? Karan shouldn't have him under her thumb anymore. Amara's not a hostage, so what gives? Nayuda, what's left to chain you to her like this? One last thing that Apollo has not yet put together.
Very well then, Queen Amara. Please proceed with your additional testimony.
There's one last piece of piece of the puzzle that he doesn't know yet. We're so close. Well done, lawyer. You have painted me as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. Furthermore, Dirk have committed the crime while being channeled by Miss Faye. Now let us end this charade. For the eternal glory of Karain and its people. I don't like the tiger's eyes. Why is it the only one that's real fucked up? Why? Stop that. And now do you understand your putrid pepper? Inside of the lid. We still have, that's right, we still haven't dusted this locket for Prince. We know that this actually belongs to Amara. She held on to it. She's lying her goddamn ass off to protect one particular person. There are no lions in Crane. There is no point in defending Dirk any longer. It has all been in vain. Let it go and move on, right? Well, not today. Your theories are but a pillar of salt that crumbles at the slightest breeze. But no more. Listen here and now.
The defense may proceed with its cross-examination, I suppose. But I believe that this is actually a wonderful place for us to stop for the night.
I think stopping at the cross-examination is actually a good thing. We technically still have 10 minutes. But I think this is a wonderful stopping point, and we can continue on next time.
Next time on Ace Attorney, Spirits of Justice.
Anyways, yeah, we're going to go ahead and call it there just a few minutes early. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you all enjoyed some attorneying. Oh my god, shit's getting fucking crazy. But that is it from me for today. Saturday we should be back from our Digimon, and Sunday or Monday, that just depends on various other things. Very likely Monday, I'm going to be honest, will be either more Jill-O-Lantern or more Ace Attorney. I've been told to hold off on Jill-O-Lantern for just a minute. Hot minute. I don't know if it'll be ready on Monday or not, but regardless, I've been told to hold, so I'm holding. But regardless, I'll see y'all on Saturday, and then on Sunday, and also just hanging out everywhere. On Discord, on Tumblr, Blue Sky, whatever. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got. Bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your night.